Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pace up, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
Welcome everyone to the show. I'm your host, Don Vic. What's up? What's up? We in the building, baby. You already know the vibes. This is the place where you find new faces, new talent, and upcoming stars all the time. So I want to thank everyone that tunes in and watch the show, YouTube, Facebook, and everyone else that tunes in and watch the show. Appreciate the vibe. I appreciate the love. So thank you so much for showing me the love. Today we got a special guest on the show. He's been on the show before. What's up? What's up, PDX? My girl's in the building. What's up, Emmy? Emmy McKenzie's in the building. Y'all already know the vibes that he is about to go down, folks. So today we got a special guest. He is a director. Been on the show before. Great guy, good friend of mine. He is the director of the movie Commando with actor Michael White. He's also made the film MR9, and he also did the movie with Boneyard with Mel Gibson and 50 Cent. We'll be talking about that film in a few minutes. He'll be coming on here in a few to talk about his new film, which I'm excited to hear about his new film. So, you know, I'm waiting for him to come on my platform so we can bring him up and talk to him. My man, Asif Akbar, great guy. And I can't wait to see what's going on. You know what I mean? So, folks, you know, Saturday is the Showdown Challenge. I'm still looking for a challenger for Sarah Fornham, which has been the third time she's been on the show and third time she has won. Okay, so I need people to step up. If you want to be a part of the Showdown Challenge, all you got to do is inbox me so you can get you started, set to do the challenge with Sarah. Okay, it looks like Sarah's scaring people. You heard Emmy? It looks like Sarah is scaring people. But definitely need some people to inbox me and be a part of this amazing show. I mean, if you ain't seen it, you ain't watched it, then you need to. I'll be having great judges. Emmy was she was a judge the other day, last weekend. And she was also a contester, all right? Contender, yeah. She went against Johnny Knuckles. She went against Johnny Knuckles. She did pretty good, okay? She knows she was a little bit nervous. So maybe next time she come on the next round around, she get a little more confident and she brings out her pipes. But other than that, you know, I'm looking for more challengers to come on to, the Showdown Challenge and versus Sarah Fornham, singer versus singer. And I can't wait, you know, to see who else is going to step up. I love music, you know, so I enjoy watching these guests come on the show and challenge one another. You know, it's a great show. It's a great feeling to watch these people bring their talent out. You know what I mean, and show the world, show you viewers their talent, and then have you guys, the viewers, vote on who you think is the best singer. You know, so it's a good thing. You know, so you can either be a judge, you can be a voter, or you can be a challenger yourself. You can come in and you can sing, and see how far you get in this challenge. You get to the finals, um, to challenge the next finalist for a chance to win a prize. So it's a win-win situation, folks. Any way you look at it, it's a win-win situation. You know, um, I don't mind, you know, giving out gifts for people to show their courage, and their talent. Because it takes a lot for someone to come on a live show with thousands of people watching and they're performing, even though the people are not there, but they know people are watching. It's nerve wracking, for some people. Some people are just natural and they sing and they're okay with it. But this is also, an opportunity for people to meet other people, meet other singers, meet other great people that are doing other things in this industry. Carol, how you doing? Thank you for logging in. What's up? So, big shout out to the paranormal investigators around the world. You guys do an amazing job. Keep doing what you're doing because it's entertaining to me. Even though I'm not a paranormal investigator, but I love what you guys do. I think it's awesome. And again, it takes a lot of courage for people to go out there and do what you guys do. So my hat and my hair goes out to you guys. Okay, it does. So I'm excited to have known so many of you amazing people. Yes, good evening, good evening, good evening, Carol. Sue, my queen, what's up? Yes, I'm always having a great day, Sue, especially when you guys pop up. Make my day. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. So, Carol, Sue, I don't know if you guys sing. I'm looking for some singers to come on my other show on Saturday. I'm looking for a contender to go against Sarah Forum. She's had won 3 straight challenges so far. She is hot right now. And we need someone to step up and give her a challenge. Okay? So if you know someone or you guys can sing, you want to come in and get an opportunity to go against Sarah, then you're more than welcome. Okay, this is for everyone. This is we have fun here on the Don Vic Show. Okay, we have fun and you meet great people, and you meet great guests that come on my show, which I have one coming on, Asif Akbar, director, great guy, has done so many great movies that a lot of you guys has probably already seen and don't even know who's the guy behind those films that you guys are watching. Nobody wants to sing and sue. Oh boy. You're not a shower singer, Sue. We got some good shower singers. Okay. They come out here and they become savages. Okay. Joe, what's up, Joe? My man Bigfoot. Joe De Hoyas. My man 50 grand. If you guys want to know anything about any Bigfoot, I love Bigfoot. I just say, see, Joe comes on when I'm asleep, and then when I'm up, Joe sleep. But Joe has a great show, guys. He talks about the paranormal, and he talks about UFOs, and he talks about Bigfoot. Great show. Make sure you follow Joe. Joe is awesome dude. Besides him having a great show, he's a great guy. So if you guys want to come on the show, that's the guy right there. You never tell. You never tell. You're awesome too, Joe. You're amazing, man. You're a great guy. You really are. You know. Besides you being affiliated with the Bigfoots, you're still a great guy. All right, folks. Don't get scared if you guys see Joe pull up, because Joe looks normal until you see his feet. His feet's about 10, 11 inches long, 12-inch long. Okay, his toenails are like this thick. But he's a great guy. So he's normal from his ankles up. Normal guy until his ankles down. Okay. Very, very hairy feet. Oh boy. Don't have Joe ambush you. Okay. Don't have Joe ambush you. You know, you might pull up in a flying saucer. Okay. I heard he gave up his car for a new weapon. I think he got one of them flying saucers in his garage. Give me 1 second, folks. Why is my phone not letting me text? That's my guess. He's in his office. He just walked in his office. So he'll be on here in a minute. So, and you YouTubers, if you guys can sing, you want to be a part of the show, you guys are more than welcome. You know, big shout out to PowerPlix, Power Links, uh, Proud Post Network, and every network that's out there. Big shout out to you guys as well. Okay, big shout out to everybody. You know, look at Joe. Joe's laughing because he know he's true. Okay, Joe's laughing because he know. so, so bad it causes the pipes to freeze. Carol, you ain't right. You ain't right, Carol. You're not right at all. I'm trying to tell you. If the pipes freeze up when you sing, uh, they might need you somewhere warm like Florida, LA, where they might enjoy you singing there. Let their pipes get cold. Oh boy, but here in the north, no way. Poor Carol. Okay. So yeah, so Joe, good man Joe, you know, his story is interesting because like when he was a kid, right? Like he was a kid, he didn't know, that you had to wear shoes, because his foot was about this long and they were hairy. So, they didn't make shoes his size back then. So he was wondering why he was going to school barefoot and everybody had on shoes and boots. Well, that was because you wasn't normal, Joe. You're not normal from your ankles down, okay? T-Bone, what's up, brother? What's going on? Big money. What's up? What's up? What's up? T-Bone, love you, brother. Love you, man. Great guy. That's a great guy, man. Got his own business too, man. If you guys need air fresheners, you guys need air fresheners in your car, um, specially made. That's the guy you need to talk to. He got spray, he got t-shirts, he got whatever you need, pillows. He make whatever you need. He make it. You want your face on it. You want your baby on it. You want your whole family put on something. That's the guy that make it happen. And he bling bling it too. Bling bling like my glasses here. He bling bling everything. So make sure you check him out, man. He's a great, great guy too. What do you mean, Joe? You're not normal between the ears. Oh, see, he's revealing himself now. See, now he's more he's more into himself now. He can admit other things now. He said his ears, there's something wrong with his ears too. Oh boy, Joe, you're something else. I'll tell you. Sean, what's up, Sean? Eternal X Wolf Pack Paranormal. What's up? What's up? Sean, I'm looking for someone else to come on the show to challenge Sarah. So if you know anyone, send them my way, please. Sabrina Oxford, what's up? My beautiful queen. Sabrina Oxford is an author, book writer of a million books. You name it, she probably already got it out. Okay? She is awesome with the AI. And she is also awesome with making code bars, scanning bars. She made me one. So if anyone see that scan, you can scan my code bar, to bring you straight to my show. That's the woman right there. She's amazing. Always, brother. That's what we do here. Show the love. We show the love, baby. It's all nothing but love here. Okay. Oh, okay. That's awesome. So, folks, I finally got my guest here on the show. He was flying in from space. Finally got here. I don't know how fast he got here from space. I'm saying, these directors be coming up with all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? And quick. You'll be in space in 2 minutes, and in 2 minutes you'll be right back to Earth. Okay. But he disappeared for a second or so. I'm gonna wait till he get back on camera. Okay, there he goes. Um, you know, uh, with the special effects and stuff, these directors are nothing nice. And Asif is one of those guys. He'll be in Mars in 2 minutes, and before you blink, he's back into the United States. I don't know how you do it, but that's a life of a director. But we're gonna bring him up and talk to him, talk about his new film, and talk about some other films that he has made in the past, like Commando, um, MR9, which is an amazing movie. Commando's awesome with Michael White. I seen that movie. It's dope. And Boneyard with Mel Gibson and 50 Cent. He's part of this amazing film as well. So we're gonna talk to him and find out some about those movies and the new movie that he's working on now. So please welcome my brother Asif Akbar, folks.
Hey, how are
What's
you?
up, brother? Good.
Good, man.
How
It's
are
glad to
you?
be here. I'm good. I'm hanging in there. Glad to be back on your show, and thank you for having me.
Always, it's always a pleasure to have you here. And I'm always happy to see you. Every time you choose to come on my show, you're doing something incredible. Behind the scene, and you know, I watched the movie Commando with Michael White. That's a great film, by the way. uh, can you hear
Awesome.
me?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's a great film. I haven't got to see MR9 yet. Uh, so you want to tell us a little bit about that film, MR9?
Yeah, so actually, that's gonna be coming out soon. I hear. I think it's end of April. Coming out all over, digitally in North America and worldwide. It's going to be releasing theatrically in some more territories coming up, and we did have a theatrical release with that in Bangladesh and here in North America back in August, on August 25th of last year. And it was a sort of a limited release. We had it during the strikes, and there were some limitations with marketing and P&A and all that. So we actually went back into post and did a re-edit, kind of like a director's cut on that. So it's a new version that's going to be now coming out massively worldwide. So I'm kind of excited about that. That people are going to finally get access to see it. I get messages every day with from people asking where they can see it, and so we're going to be launching that, and the news will be coming out soon on that. So I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for you. The thing about film, right? Asif, and I don't know if you like that too, but it takes so long for it to come out after you done filmed it like 6 months ago. you
Oh
know,
yeah, sometimes years. Yeah, it's crazy for us, like, and I know for myself and crew members and actors, and we always talk about it after watching the finished product. It kind of like takes you back in time, and you go down memory lane of those times you were on set and what it took to bring it to screen, and then sharing it with people. It's kind of magical, but every time, even when I watch some of my older movies, it takes you down memory lane, and it's pretty cool.
right. Um, you know, what do you feel takes the film so long to come out? Is it the sound? Is it the coloring? Like, what do you think is why it takes so long?
It's a process of so many elements coming together, to make the finished
Right.
product. And, it starts all the way from really the script. You get the idea and then you start writing the script, and it can take you months just to, kind of get that structured out and work from there to keep developing it. And then we get into casting, raising the funds and packaging it, and talking to the distributors. And, sometimes some of the bigger films take longer, and depending on the cast you have, depending on their availability. So, it's always a work in progress. In the script phase, and then you get into production with all your team members and everything, and it's still a work in progress. Even when we're shooting on set, sometimes we have to throw away the script and pre-production we've done for months just because something's not working out, and so you go to plan B, and
Right.
then you continue on, and then you take it to post production and you start editing it, and then maybe you see that you need to add something more in, or you need to change something, then you go back to doing pickups or
Right.
reshoots, and then you put it back into editing, and then you get your picture lock. Once you get your picture lock, then you see all the VFX shots you're going to need, and then all the other different bells and whistles, and then you put it through that process of getting the music, the audio correct, and sound effects, the VFX, coloring.
Right.
All those on a standard takes a couple months, and then you have to deliver. If you have a distributor on board already and they have a deadline, you have to meet those deadlines. So
Right. Right.
it's a business, after all we're artists, and we do creative work, and we want to always put our vision forward. But I've always said film is the most collaborative art form, and now we're basically working in a global film industry.
Mm.
We work with people and even distributors from all over the world. There's certain deadlines, and you have to deliver, just like any
Right.
other product in any other business. So you got to
Right.
treat it like a business, and you have to have the right team around you to
Mm.
be able to run that pipeline, and deliver that product.
Right. That's key right there. What you just said. A team. You got to have the right team to make things happen.
Right.
You know, and it takes time to build that team too. You got to have the right composer, the right editor, the right this, the right that. To make things come out the way you're visioning it in your eyes. You need all these great people working together to bring out that story that you're bringing out. Uh, so I hear a lot of directors,
Right.
right? They do movies and stuff, and I see that the biggest issue that they're having, from what I see, in my opinion, is investors. Do you have that problem as well?
So raising funds, right? I mean, yeah, I think that's always the challenge, in every film, and depending on the kind of film it is, for every budget. I think even sometimes the studios have issues raising the funds and making the budgets, and they have to reorganize certain things to make it work. I think it's a challenge on every film.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think so too. I've got
But it all comes down to how you package the film, and then what kind of distributor you have behind it. On the bigger films, it really matters on the cast, and the actors that you're able to get on board. So that's been, for me, one of the key elements in every one of my projects, as I've been making, bigger projects. It always comes down to, who's in it. And
right,
then,
right,
obviously, story and the script, and everything else has to match up. They ask, who's directing, who's this and that, and the overall package, you know kind of helps put it through. But people, again, a lot of times they don't approach it like a business, and you have to from day one, and you have to be able to package it and know what you're getting into. And the more you understand what project you're making, for what budget range, and for what distributor, what audience, it helps you kind of stay on track. And once you understand that formula and it works, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. You want to kind of treat it like the business it is, and things will fall in place.
Right. Um, it's me being in the field as well. I've been to a couple productions. Filming. I've been in a few. I've been in a few movies, and it's it's a hard job. It's a very hard job, especially for the director and the camera guys. Because they have to angles have to be perfect. You know, um, and if it's not right, the angle is not right. They got to redo it. Um, uh, so so making films to want to get a budget for it, it has to be done correctly. I've seen people that send me pitches because I got investors. I have some investors that are willing to help out, and so I send certain films to them so they can look over it and see if it's something interesting that they want to invest in. Uh, so
Right.
I've seen some that I will redo it. I will look at it again and redo it because I'm looking at it as an outsider. I'm looking into it, and there's a few things that need to be changed for it to be pitched to investors. So I always say that. So when you pitch to investors, or do you already have your own investor that you deal with, and they're okay with what you're sending them?
No, absolutely. We have to make pitch decks for
Okay.
every project, and we do pitch to investors. We pitch to distributors. In a way, our distributors are kind of, in the same class as the investors that, basically value the film and help get it made.
Right.
And they, you know, will either pre-sell or give you an MG or give you something to know what the value of the film is. Then you can, you know, raise the funds against that, because you want to be, again, going back to the business side of it, you want to make sure you're offering your investor a secure deal, and they feel secured. They know that there's some sort of a minimum guarantee of their
Right.
money coming back.
Right.
So it's, every film is different. And again, it's about the team you have around it, people's, sometimes we all work together as producers to bring all our resources together to
Right.
put the budget together
Mhm.
and raise the funds to make it work. But it takes a lot of sacrifices and investments from our side as well, even as a director, a
Right.
producer. At the end of the day, our goal is to get the film made, and do what's right and best for the film. And so, again, we have to make compromises. But it's all, again, about the package that you can offer to the investors with the security you have. And that's usually with having the right cast, and then making the budget appropriate, and to make sense with the cast you have for the value that you're, being told by the distributors.
Right. So would it? So it's crucial. Would you say to a person that's creating a film and is looking for investors, their pitch has to be on point.
Absolutely. You need to know exactly what you're doing. You have to have a
Right.
track record of being able to deliver that and prove that you have. And you got to have the package that makes
Right.
sense.
Right.
Again, with having the right actors, the distribution
Right.
options, the team, that you can prove that you can deliver this film. Because nowadays, also, it's
Oh,
so
I
many.
lost them.
Oh, oh,
Oh, well, I got okay.
I think we're having some poor connections there. Yeah.
It's all right.
Oh,
Oh,
what is-
lost them. I'm out. I hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I just can't see you. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is also very saturated with almost everyone trying to make a movie, which is great, I think. But at the same time, everyone's trying to raise funds now with different platforms like Indiegogo, and which is a completely different strategy and method, and
Right.
all the power to those folks. But at the same time, there's a lot of those campaigns out there, and you know filmmakers that are raising money and not delivering, unfortunately. And so sometimes investors, they have this stigma, about the film industry, that maybe it's not safe or it's risky. But again, just like in any business, you have to do it within a certain formula, and again, have that right strategy and business plan and team to be able to execute and deliver. And that's where I think there's a lot of saturation in different uh, campaigns, and platforms that are out there, where there's a big investor pool that are getting all these different options. But it's about just educating yourself and your investors and what makes business sense.
Right. Right. Let me remove you for 1 second and bring you back. Okay, there
Okay.
you go. Because you have froze. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
I agree 100%, and I'm glad you're saying this because you know for those that are planning on filming or doing your first film, that information is crucial for them.
yeah,
Um,
and I would advise people, bringing on experienced producers on your
yes,
productions. I mean, whether you're a producer, director, or whatever, writer, even actors that are trying to get productions made. It's key to have a at least a lead producer on your team that knows what they're doing, that has a track record, and can advise you, to and if you feel like, hey, my budget's too low, I can't afford him or that, I mean, just have the conversation and see, maybe you have a project that is worth and valuable, to where there can be a strategy to raise it to be what it needs to be. But I think trying to do it without having that experience or somebody that can guide you. People are always going to make mistakes, but sometimes it can be a costly mistake,
right.
and a lesson. So it's okay if you do like low budget movies, with like no risks, and you're learning from those. You can take those risks, but when you're making a movie with other people's money, it's business.
Yes,
There's
right.
it's not time to play around. So we take it seriously, at least the team I have, and myself. We've made mistakes in the past, and I've been in it now years, and so I'm in a place where every film I make, there has to be some sort of a security and professionalism and how it's handled from day one to delivery.
Right, right. 100%. I think that everyone should take their project seriously. Because you're trying to promote that to the world.
Right.
And depending on what message is also in the film,
Yeah, and
that
it
you try
lives
to.
on forever. Our films and what we put out, our content, even if, this interview we're doing, I mean, it's all going to be out there to the world, and
Right,
it's going to live on, I mean,
right,
even past us. So it's something that, we need to always take seriously. And, whether you have that support or not, even if you have a small budget, I mean, I've seen films that are very small budgets or no budgets that actually are better than some movies we watch in the theaters. But you see the passion behind it, the the care and the seriousness of the filmmakers. It makes a big difference. I was just told by a friend the other day that um and he was right. He said he's seen a lot of movies that were good, that were low budget, and he didn't realize they were low budget till later, and it's unbelievable. But when he goes into knowing a film is low budget, then there's already uh you know perception he's going in with, thinking that okay, they're going to have limitations, maybe it's not going to be good or whatnot. So I mean, one of the key things I think is, if you have a really low budget, don't focus on the budget, just focus on making a good film with what you have to
Right.
make it with, and show it to the people, tell your story, and the work will judge for itself. A great example is, even it's a little bigger, but Godzilla minus one,
Mm,
came out of Japan, low budget compared to all the big, studio Marvel movies and all. And, this last, the holiday season, that movie, took over all the box office because,
wow.
again, you could tell they cared about the story. They were serious about making a good film and not just some hokey, another Godzilla movie.
Right.
It worked. So, we try our best in our films, what we have to work with. Sometimes we have decent budgets, but even then, we have our limitations, depending on where that budget is going, So sometimes, we have more limitations on the bigger movies to, put um, a lot on the screen than we do with some of the smaller movies. You get, some more freedom with the smaller movies just
Right.
because the risks are lower.
Right.
So just because you have more money doesn't mean you're gonna have a better movie.
That's right.
So as long as people keep that in mind, and just don't worry about chasing after something is going to be harder. If you can get your movie made today with what you have, then I would suggest go for it.
Right. Right. I agree 100%. You know, and I've noticed there's a lot of stuff coming out now. A lot of people are starting to get into the filming industry now. Even like local people that I know just making,
Oh yeah.
cutting films up and stuff, which is a good thing. But
Yes, and there's a lot of slots to fill on different platforms, and so content is needed, everywhere. And the whole industry is changing with social media and all these digital platforms, and then theatricals. You have to have a certain level of a film to really make that work.
yeah.
So it's a very interesting time, and I think it's a beautiful thing that people are able to make movies even on their cell phones and be able to tell their
Mhm.
stories,
Yeah.
because that's something that people never had the opportunity to do before, and
Hmm.
now there are more and more opportunities for
Yes.
directors and other filmmakers to be able to show their work, but you have to work your way up. I did that. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be able to kind of have experience in both worlds before the digital age and now. And, when I started off even 20 years ago making my own content, I was starting to put it up on YouTube and different places. And all those, little projects, kind of trained me to get to where I am today, and and sometimes I think back, and a lot of times we had more fun doing some of those projects than, I mean, not that we don't have fun doing them now, but it's a different kind of stress, you
Right.
know.
Right.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's again, it's a business. You're dealing with someone else's money and a lot of money,
Yeah.
and you have to deliver the product properly. And
Right.
as a director, I have to make sacrifices sometimes on
Yeah.
what we can do and compromise, but at the end of the day you have to deliver and the product has to get out.
Right. So when you're editing your film, are you there watching the editor, or you just let them do them, or are you watching
um
the editing to see what needs to be put out, what needs to be added, or something that you don't like that needs to be redone, or you just let the editor do it and
yeah, no, we actually It depends. Some projects I've been part of the editing, and some I've edited myself or had a co-editor, and we've worked together. Sometimes, I've let the editor just do their thing, and then we brought on another editor to get a different perspective. And then we always get, the director's cut, and then we get producer's notes, distributor's notes. So it's always going through.
A
At
set of
least seven
hands.
or eight different cuts before we lock picture. So it's a collaborative process during the editing phase, before we get the lock picture. But I'm always, I'm one of those directors that are very hands-on in the in the editing phase. So, I work with the editor a lot back and forth. They'll edit nowadays. You can edit it really fast and put it up on like Frame.io or different sites like that where they upload it and I see it in real time. And we do Zoom sessions, or I'll go and sit with the editors. So there's always, back and forth for weeks and weeks.
Right. Who has been your biggest influencer?
Um, you mean like just like professionally?
Yeah,
Or-
professionally.
Um, I would say, I've always looked up to innovators, different like directors that have uh, thought outside the box, like even as far back as like Charlie Chaplin, James
Mm,
Cameron, Steven Spielberg's, and
right, right,
you know, Zemeckis, all these filmmakers that have done something new to contribute to the industry and pave the way for us to be able to tell our stories. And I want to be able to do something that I haven't done before or hasn't been done before, and
mm,
grow up to being able to be an influencer myself,
right,
and to kind of see their films growing up and seeing how they were doing the impossible, and making all this through movie magic. That's always inspired me to be able to not just tell my own stories, but to be able to contribute through my work and my films and projects, to be able to influence others. So anyone that's influenced, like I've always, not just with filmmakers, but I've
right.
always been inspired by a lot of you know leaders in different sectors, in the world. I mean, from just anyone that's been an innovator.
Right,
So I would say it's not just one person. It's more
right,
of like the kind of people and the mentality of different leaders and creators and innovators. I think at the end of the day, we all have the same goal of not just doing this for ourselves, but to do it to share with others and share with the audience, and to share a message that we
yeah,
all have through our visions. Whether it's a painter or a filmmaker or a musician, we all have something to say and share.
yeah. I agree 100%. Um, have you ever thought of using AI in the future in one of your films? Would that work for you?
Yeah, I mean, we're in a time now. I think we've all kind of seen it coming last few decades, where it's something that we've been preparing for, even unknowingly, and now it's here, and we have to embrace it and adapt to be able to work with it in everything, and not just movies. I mean, you go to the McDonald's now, and there's a robot serving you, so
Yeah,
it's going to be a part of all our daily lives. Our phones have AIs, our
yeah,
technology we use now with movies have AI. And even in editing VFX, sometimes there's going to be a lot of times where now you can get rid of green screen and put
yeah.
someone wherever you want just through AI. So it's definitely here to stay. I mean, in concerts, I just went to the Sphere last week, my first time over here in Vegas, and the technology that they're showcasing there is unbelievable. It's like being in a sci-fi movie, but we've all
Wow,
seen it in Star
that's
Trek and all
crazy.
that, but now it's here. And it's going to make things easier, and of course it's going to make it challenging for certain people in certain industries, but at the end of the day it's not going to go anywhere, so we have to learn to embrace it and adapt to it.
right. Have you thought of doing? And I ask you this because I love the movie. And I know you're a great director, and I've seen your work, and it's your work is phenomenal. So
Yeah,
if
thank you.
anyone can do it, I know you can pull this off. Um, Terminator.
Mm. One of my favorite films, actually, T2. Terminator 2 is one of my
Yes,
all-time films. And James
yes.
Cameron. I mean, that
I
movie's given us so much. It's still timeless.
right. I would love to see another film like that or similar to it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that's a classic. And I think a lot of people have tried making similar films. I mean, they've made like 6 or 7 Terminator films now already too, and um, I think it's something that's been overdone. But there's room to definitely take that concept and idea
To the
and to
next
do
level.
something new to the next level. I actually had a script that came to me not that long ago that was similar with a concept of Terminator, but with what we really have in reality, like the technology that's really there with drones and
Yeah,
whatnot. And it
yeah.
was interesting, but a lot of people are doing that now, and I think we have to kind of do what James Cameron did back in the 80s when thinking ahead and coming up with that. We have to now think ahead of what's going to come 20, 30 years from now. Not that, what James Cameron showed us is basically what's happening now. There's robots and AI out there that can definitely, think along the lines of how Skynet was thinking. From my understanding, there's a possibility, if we're not careful, um, AI could start taking over everything. And
Well,
that's scary. And I
and,
think that's part of what worked with Terminator is that it was that fear factor of something that, we all think is a good idea, and its technology helps, sure, and all this AI is going to help, but there's got to be a limit to it.
and you're right, Asif. You know why? Because they have backfired already.
Right.
They have backfired. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know how true it is. Don't quote me, but I heard it on social media where 5 robots were in China and they were working. They were working on it, working on on the robots, and 5 of them went out of control. And
Mm.
they shot. I don't know how many people inside the facility, and they took down 4, but one of them was trying to reprogram itself.
Wow. Yeah, see,
It was
that's
trying
the
to
thing.
reprogram itself so it wouldn't die. Can you imagine if that robot would have been able to do that
Yeah,
and
wow.
just kept killing and maybe send program other robots to do the same?
Right.
Th-
Yeah, I mean, it's already happening, like you said. So it's
Yeah,
scary that, and then we're not too far away from, robots being able to control other robots like that worldwide. I mean, and maybe having them turn against us. So
yeah,
we just have to be careful. I mean, and it's good that we have access to technology like that, especially in making movies. It's definitely made it faster. I can see. I think Nicole right there is asking about how long it takes to make movies. Um, Again, yeah, like yeah, it could take a couple weeks with help of AI and help of certain technologies we have. But again, depending on what kind of movie you're making,
right.
if you have a movie that has to be a certain quality and has to go through that standard process, then you're looking at least 5, 6 months before you have a complete film that's ready for distribution. Anywhere from 5, 6 months to up to 18 months to 2 years, and an average. But sure, there's been times when I've seen movies that had to be delivered in 2 months, and now they have to go shoot, edit, do everything, or they've shot the movie and they only have maybe 3 weeks to do all the edit and post and deliver. That's happened before too on certain films I've had to do. So it's all about how much time you're given. You can definitely make one for 3 weeks, but if you had the luxury of having 2 3 weeks longer and 6 weeks for it, it would have been that much better. So
Right.
there's really not a time limit on it unless you have a deadline for whatever you're delivering to, whether it's a festival or, a release date for a distributor. um so I would suggest take as much time as you can to just make it the best you can.
Right. I agree. And I'm writing something now, right? I see if I'm writing something, and I'm taking my time with it because, like you said, I want to make sure that everything's perfect before I do anything.
Right, right.
I'm real picky with what I do, and when I do something, I want to do it right. I want it to look right. So, you know, I would focus more on my me, make sure my angles are right, all good angles. Make sure that the quality is up to par, and the
Yeah,
editing, because
yeah.
I don't want, if especially if it's your first movie, you don't want to throw something, just make it up and just throw it out there.
Right. And
Right.
sometimes you only have that one shot to,
Right.
keep going. So, you got to make sure you're happy with it at the end of the day. And then, the timing is everything.
Yes.
When it's the right time for it, it'll just all fall into place.
Yeah. My friend Sean said he heard about the robots going out of control. He said about the robots went out of control.
Oh,
He
in
heard that.
China, yeah.
Yeah, so, but as far as all that, we got the technology, and I just threw that out there because I can see you doing something like that. I can see you directing an AI film, or just a film that had to do with robotics. I
Yeah.
think
No, I would love to. Yeah, think, and I've actually had a couple scripts that way, came my way
yeah,
similar. And I love the sci-fi genre,
yeah,
so, but I'm looking for the right one. I think
yeah,
sci-fi is a little challenging to do right, but it's also one of those films that's fun because creatively you have no boundaries. Same thing like with horror, sci-fi. Sometimes with those films you can kind of think more outside the box. With action films you have to kind of stick to a formula. Any others, there's a formula that you kind of have to stick to, but sci-fi is a lot of fun, and I've done a sci-fi before. And the next one I do, like you said, it's got to be something where we're thinking in advance, and something along the lines of maybe the next Terminator. We'll see, but that would
yeah,
be great.
yeah. And I'm that guy because my mind be like, "Chew." I,
Yeah,
I fly faster than the light. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
And because I love that, because I love to think out the box. So if we was in a group and we was talking about, say, a AI movie, right? I'm already thinking, what can I make this robot do that no robot has done yet?
Right, right.
You know what I mean? And say, I see, how about we can make this robot do this? It'll be dope because no other robot can do it.
Right, exactly. So
You
yeah, I
know?
mean that's, and then sometimes you can take from real life, and
Yes.
what's there's sometimes, I mean, what's out there in reality you can't even make up. It's so crazy.
Nicole Ray says, I wonder, yeah, the police are using them now. They have some in New York right now. In New York, they got
Yeah, and
robots.
California has
Yeah.
they've been starting. There's jokes around there saying they're real life RoboCops around now.
Yeah, and I see if it's so scary right now that we're talking about this topic, and I don't want to go off from you, but it's I've been seeing a lot of, because I don't watch TikTok, and I know you can't believe everything on TikTok, but I seen they had this robot. I don't know if it was in China or Vietnam, and they had them in a cornfield cutting up. You
Oh
know,
yeah, I just saw that the other
did you
day. It
see
was
that?
crazy.
You s-
Yeah, yeah. It looked. I don't know. It looked kind of edited, but at the same time, it was so believable. I think. Yeah, I saw even like Tyrese Gibson posted it on Instagram, and I saw that video, and I was sharing it with my friends because it was like crazy. Like it was so precise and like
yes,
just going, like moving, like
yeah,
like just like it's definitely gonna put all those people out of work. Once farmers start getting those robots out there. I mean, right now it's still kind of exclusive to have those kinds of robots, but I mean, give it another 5, 10 years. The average person can probably buy one that does all the household chores.
Right. To me, I get it. I wish that you just would have left it like. Remember the first robot that came out was the and it could went farther back, but the 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 rug cleaner.
Oh
Zzz,
yeah, yeah, yep.
you know, leave it
That one's
leave it
pretty
at
common now everywhere. You can get one
right,
for like $100.
right. But I would have left it at that. I wouldn't have built a
Right.
human. I wouldn't have built them the way they're building them now, where they can turn around and kill everybody.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. That like that
it,
robot that's cutting up the field there. I mean, he could chop up someone easily right there.
yeah. And have you seen them? Have you seen them doing martial arts and doing
Oh
other
yeah,
things,
yes, yeah, yeah. They're
boxing,
fighting now. They
dancing?
fight, box, dance. Yeah, you're right. That's great.
I'm like, yo, what is Elon Musk doing?
Yeah.
You know, because he's
Pretty soon
trying to
they'll
he
have those robot soldiers. You won't even have to send soldiers out to war.
well, that's the scary part, and I'm glad you said that because just imagine, and this can be a movie, but I think it's already done. I think Will Smith did it called Robots, but
Yeah, robot. Yeah.
just imagine that happening here. Because why would you build thousands and thousands of robots? As I hear, I don't quote me, military got all these robots somewhere in the military, thousands of them, just sitting there. Why? I said to myself, they're there for a reason, you know. So, that's the scary part of these robots.
Oh yeah, that's already there. It started. They're definitely doing something. But we're very close to, I think, in our lifetimes, witnessing a lot of things that we thought were just sci-fi movies.
Yeah,
And I think more and more people now, because of TikTok and social media, are getting a glimpse of it.
yeah,
But it's gonna hit us pretty fast, I think.
yeah. Too fast. It's too fast.
Yeah.
Technology is too. It's too fast for us.
Right.
So tell me about your new film.
So I just had Skeletons in the Closet released this past weekend on Shutter and AMC Plus here in North America, and it's I believe playing in several international countries in the theaters. And this was a film we did. I think it's been what, like 2 years. Yeah, this was we shot this one, and March and April of 2022. So going on 2 years now, and I was blessed to have a great cast to work with, and the story, it's a typical kind of a ghost story with some paranormal stuff, but it's more about family, and it's got a lot of dramatic moments, and some issues that I think most people can relate to, with some sprinkle bits of paranormal, uh, horror.
Yeah,
But overall, our goal was to kind of um, focus on the family issues and
right.
the hardships that an average person every day could face.
Mm,
So it's something that we did very fast. The production on that one, I mean, we shot that movie in like I think 3 weeks, um, and then it was in post production for a while, and then it just came out just like that. I was actually told about it coming out just about a month ago. So it's again one of those where it's like we were waiting, waiting, and then all of a sudden it just came out. But so far, I'm happy with what everyone's hard work um, that went into it. It paid off. The movie came out. It has a life now. And it's one of those things where, I made that movie, I think like 4 movies ago, and it's like you watch it now and you go back, like I was saying, memory lane, and you just think back to those times. But then even now as a filmmaker, I see how much I've grown since that film, and so it's nice to at least have that out and kind of move forward.
Right, right, right. You know, I it's called Skeleton, and where can people see it? Is it on YouTube? Is it on? I mean,
Yeah,
on
so
Tubi? Tubi? Is it
uh,
on Tubi?
yeah, it's not on Tubi yet. It's called Skeletons in the Closet. It's on Shutter right now. It's a Shutter exclusive through AMC Plus, and I think if you have All Black Network, you can on that app through Amazon. It's accessible, and then it'll be coming out probably in other platforms in the next coming months and weeks. And I know that it's going to be coming out worldwide in other countries, in different platforms as well.
Mm,
But yeah, if you have Roku or a smart TV, you can search skeletons in the closet, and it'll give you the options. Whether it's through Amazon, Sling, or AMC
yeah,
Plus, you should have access
TV,
to it. And I
yeah,
know a lot of these platforms like Shutter, AMC Plus, they have like those 7-day free trials. So
right.
like even if you don't have the subscription, you can get on the trial and try it
And,
out, and
and
see
watch
the
the
movie.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So, right at this moment, what movie would you say you would love to work on? What
Mm.
would drive you to go say, "Man, this is what I want"? Okay, let me ask you this: have you done a Western movie yet?
No, that's actually I mean, I've done a Western hybrid. I've done Western hybrid horror movie. Actually, that's another movie that's out. Curse of the Clown Motel that came out overseas first. It hasn't come out in North America yet, but that was another movie that actually just came out along with Skeletons in the Closet. But that's playing in, I think, Germany and Philippines and the Middle East and some of those places. But I hear it's going to be coming out here in North America in the next couple months. But that was a movie kind of had some Western elements to it. I mean, it was a flashback. To like the 1800s that we cut back and forth to, and so those scenes were kind of like a western, and then the modern day stuff was kind of like a horror movie. um, so that was interesting. At that time I did that, and then I did kind of like a modern western called Mojave Diamonds, that
What is
came
it?
out last
I think
year.
I've seen that. Mohammed Diamonds.
Yeah, that was with Cowboy Cerrone and
Yeah.
Rampage Action Chael Sonnen. So that one was just, I would categorize that as like a modern day Western. But to do a classic Western, no, I haven't done one yet, but that is something that would be a lot of fun. I've actually wanted to, possibly try that out in the future. And another thing I would love to do is make some big, epic war movie. But I don't
I
quite
want
have
in. I
right
want in.
script for that. Yeah,
I
and then I have another interesting script. I can't really talk about it now, but
yeah.
that could be a very big epic one. It's a biopic. But I love doing real life stories as well, because sometimes, like I was saying, you can't really make up the things and the stories that we find out that are real. In reality,
Right.
sometimes
Right.
it's just some of those stories are so fascinating and worth telling that it'd be a privilege to be able to do something like that.
Right. But my first film was a biker. I was a biker.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I
I
was a
could see
biker.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a biker. And at the time, I had my crew. I had a Harley crew. So I
Okay.
fit
Yeah. Yeah.
so it fitted perfectly. So
Right. Right.
um, I wouldn't mind doing a bike movie. I think it's a lot of fun. Just by driving the bikes is fun. um,
Oh
but
yeah. No, those are fun.
you
Anything
know,
with a bike. I've shot some stuff with bikes, and they're always fun. You can get great shots, and going back to Terminator. Terminator 2, some of the
yes,
classic scenes there. I mean, I've always loved bikes and movies. It's badass.
right, right. It is badass. So I say that to you because I love Western. I grew up in Western, and I was always big fan of John Wayne and Clint Eastwood, and the Rifleman, and
Right.
I've always, I grew up in that. Oops, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Do you
Okay,
lose me?
yeah,
I think.
your screen went blank. Um, but I've always wanted to do a Western movie. I've always wanted to do one, even if I die right away. you know, uh, it's just something in me, that I love. My father used to love it, and he used to sit me as a kid and watch Western movies, and then action movies. Of course, who don't love action movie? Um, with I think my favorite one was with Steven Seagal. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I love all his movies. Steven Seagal, all his movies are dope.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't do quite as much now at all, but
Yeah,
yeah, he's got some classic films. Yeah.
yeah,
Hard to Kill, that was probably my favorite.
yes, Hard to Kill. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I was one of my favorites too. Hard to Kill.
Yeah.
Uh, so right now at this present time, are you working on a project or no?
Yeah, so I'm doing post production on
Or
Boneyard. The film with Mel Gibson and 50 Cent.
yeah,
That one still has a couple months left in post, and then we're delivering it to Lionsgate. So hopefully that'll come out later this year. And then I'm writing a couple scripts now for going into production this year. I'm helping some of my other director friends produce some movies. So I'm just keeping busy and have different films in different phases now, and just I'm just this is what I do every day, and
right,
whether I'm in post, pre-production, or shooting, or getting ready to package the next film. It's every day. It's just something exciting and new.
right. So how is it working with Mel Gibson and 50?
Oh man, it was definitely surreal, but it was serious business, and those guys don't mess around. They're superstars for a reason, and you just gotta be a sponge around them and
Right,
soak up every bit of it. And the experience is a great learning experience, and also great collaboration. I mean, you automatically level your game just being around talent like that and working with talent like that. And again, it's been a blessing, but a huge learning experience that I believe will make me a better filmmaker and level me up for sure. So that's why I'm excited to see what's coming next, and I can't wait to get Boneyard out there. And and that's what I was saying about even Skeletons in the Closet. I've made a few films in between that, and I can see the growth, and it's exciting to see you know um
your project at
what's
the end.
what's to come. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's the key. I think a lot of directors get their kicks off is the finished product. when
Right.
when it's done and it's ready to play at the theaters, and you
Yeah.
sitting way in the back watching everything go down.
That's the rewarding moment, as when other people are seeing it, and whether they like it or not. I mean, you can't
Right,
please everybody, it's
right,
all there's
yes,
always going to be a split audience. But it just takes, even if they get one message out of it, or they get one thing out of it that they've enjoyed, or critiqued, or whatever. It's great. I mean, the thing that they've at least been able to see what uh, put forward with so much hard work, sweat, blood, sweat, and tears, with so many people involved,
yeah,
that it's just a miracle. Every film is a miracle, and to be able to share that and to see how people feel and react to it is always great. I mean, whether it's good or bad critiques, it's always good to know that someone thought about your movie, and for it to get it out there and have the platforms that we have. It's just a blessing to be able to have that connection with that audience.
right. And it's hard to come up with concept because there's so much concept out there. and
Yeah, and you can
you
only
only
tell so many stories, like they
yeah,
say, only like maybe seven stories in the world that are really told over and over, retold in different
in different ways.
versions and ways. And yeah, so it's actually, I mean, if you look at every movie, there's always similarities. And, especially the genre films, there's always this formula that you have to kind of follow.
Right. And because I'm a creator, I like to watch movies, and I like to think out the box. What can I come up with that no one has done yet in the film? That's how I think.
Yeah.
I brainstorm here in my house. I mean, I got a story there that I wrote, and it's interesting. You know, so but I watch everyone's film to see if I can do something different from what everyone else is doing. Um, and I break my head a lot, though. I see. I'll tell you, I don't thought about some space stuff. I don't thought about some Western
Yeah.
stuff. You know, um, and it's just so much stuff out there. There's a lot of competition, and
There is, and I think that's where I think, one advice I could give you is, instead of overthinking of what you can really come up with that's new, maybe also look for certain stories that just haven't been told on screen. Maybe there are books, there's real life
mhm,
stories, or people, or people, famous people in history that, a part of their life or something, some sort
yeah,
of story out of
right,
some book that's just never been brought on screen that we don't know
right,
about. There's a
right,
lot of content out there that way
right,
too,
right,
to where, you know, you can take that little piece and kind of make it your own. And now that's something that's never been told. So, I wouldn't beat yourself up too much.
right,
Sometimes I was telling one of my friends today, like, just don't overthink it. People
right,
sometimes overthink their scripts, or, their stories or their movies, or even when we're shooting, we don't have the time to overthink certain things. We have to
right,
have a game plan of option A, B, and C. And if
right,
option A doesn't work, you go to B and C without wasting the time, because it's
right,
about getting it done. If
right,
I've had situations where a distributor came to me and a studio came to me and they're like, "Hey, we need this movie with this actor, and we need you to get the script in 10 days." And now, we got to come up with something. And guess what? It's a pass. And if I didn't, that movie would have never been made. So I think a lot of times it's just, us, and then we, all of us do it. All artists do this. We get,
right,
we get hard on ourselves and we overthink things, but
yeah,
sometimes, they can be simpler, and you
right,
can take something simple and make that into something big.
right. I agree 100%. And that's you know, and I tell people that are watching now, if you haven't seen Asif's some of the films he's made, you got to check it out. Commando is a phenomenal movie. I seen it. MR9 I haven't seen yet, and that's out. No, that's coming out,
Yes,
right?
yeah, it's gonna be
MR9
coming out in April. Yeah, it'll be available everywhere. Yeah.
and Boneyard is also coming out sometime when
Sometime later this year through Lionsgate.
that looks like it's going to be amazing. Mel Gibson and 50 Cent, like, come on, like those are one of some top notch actors there. You
Oh
know.
yeah, and the story is very intriguing. It's a serial killer film,
Oh
and
wow.
so yeah, it's
Who wrote
something
it?
that
Did
I
you
would
write?
watch.
Did you write the script or was it
It was
given
I
to you?
was a co-writer on it. There's
Okay.
three other writers: Vincent McDaniel, Hank Bird, and Koji Steven Sakai. And we kind of, were inspired by the true story and the true events of the West Mesa killer in Albuquerque. So we kind of took that and, took our own theatrical licensing to make up our own kind of story and characters, and to kind of, tell that story through our own version of it. So, which was interesting. And again, like I was saying, we were basically inspired by a true event, and you know
Yeah.
formed a story out of that, and now we have the film. um but that one was a blast to make, and we're having a lot of fun. And there's people in the other room right now just doing the coloring and VFX and all that. So it's
Awesome.
it's literally work in progress right now as we speak.
That's great. I can't wait to watch them. Because I never seen any of your films till you came on the show and you said Commando, and I went and I looked at it, and that movie was
Yeah.
it that was like so dope.
Yeah,
You know,
that actually, I'm very proud of that film, and I still get a lot of positive feedback, especially
yeah, I
from
love that.
military veterans and people that really got that. I mean, I wasn't trying to make like a martial arts typical fighting movie that you see Michael Jai White doing, and
Yeah,
that's why even Michael told me that's one of his favorite films he's done because it's so grounded to reality of the
yeah,
issues of PTSD that soldiers deal with and the families have to deal with, and the fighting action and all that's the subplot and side story of it, because the main issues there in the battle was this person, a veteran, and battling his own inner demons of PTSD and how that's
yeah,
affecting his family and how he has to overcome that to save
yeah,
his family with a situation that's going on. um, so it's a different type of a Michael J. White films. So some
yeah,
people got it, some don't. But at the end of the day, I get a lot of positive feedback, and that movie's played everywhere. In every country, even
yeah,
on the planes. I would get people, writing to me as they're sitting in a plane traveling the world, showing me they're watching it. So
yeah,
I'm proud of that film. I think that was a good one that also jump started me to also start making bigger movies.
yeah, yeah. I mean that. So and MR9, I haven't seen it, but just the poster looks like it's gonna be something off the hook.
It
Like
is.
it's gonna.
It's based on a book series, the Masud Rana out of Bangladesh. It was a spy novel series. They're still publishing today. They have over like 500 books. It's one of the longest running novel series that started in 1964, and
Mm.
it's basically in a South Asian James Bond type of a
Oh,
character and story.
wow.
So MR9 is like the code name for that secret agent, and so
Yeah,
this film, MR9 Do or Die, it's the first of a series of films we're going to be doing. And it was a lot of fun. It took time to make it. We got involved, in making it before the pandemic. Then the pandemic hit, and there
yeah,
was a lot of recasting and replanning and changing locations. But we, finally got it done. And that's another film I'm proud of. And it has a huge fan base that's just waiting for that film to really release to the masses.
yeah,
We got a little release back in August, but again, like I was saying, with that being different times with the strikes and everything,
yeah,
we weren't able to do like a full proper release. So that's coming out and it'll be available come this April, and we'll get some more news updates on that pretty soon.
yeah. I definitely want to see that film MR9. Is that something like Mission Impossible? Because
Yes, yeah, very similar. I
it
mean,
looks like
like
it's
James Bond, Mission Impossible. It's a fun,
like Tom Cruise. Tom
international
Cruise.
action film,
Yeah,
right? But like a South Asian version of it. Basically,
yeah,
along the lines of James Bond, Jason Bourne, and
yeah. Yes,
Mission
I love
Impossible. So
Jason Bourne is
yeah,
a
so
great
that was a
actor.
fun film. I mean, it was the first of the series, and we had to kind of, um, do it within a certain budget. But the next one, I'm actually writing the script to it, and very excited for it. It's looking like it's going to be much bigger and much more action, and it's something that's going to be something new, for sure.
Right. And you got you got married recently, haven't you?
No, actually, I've been married for a while, since 2015.
Oh, okay.
I have a daughter. She's 3.5.
Okay.
But yeah, no, got a lovely, wife and daughter, and it's
Yeah, yeah.
blessed life.
I thought I seen something like that on one of your pages, like you got married, or was it an
Well,
anniversary? Was it?
maybe it could have been a anniversary or
Yeah,
something.
I
Uh,
think it was the anniversary. Yeah, I think that was it.
I
I
remember,
said,
yeah,
"You got
people.
married?" I didn't know. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So anything else you want to let the viewers know that you're doing or you're about to do?
No, I think I would say just look out for my new films and look out for the ones that are out there playing, and whether you love them or hate them, just keep supporting indie films and just filmmakers worldwide. Now, I've always preached that we're kind of in like a global film industry, which is very exciting, and
Yes.
people from all over are making movies and putting them out there, and it's just good to support one another as filmmakers. And I support all my other fellow filmmakers in any way I can. Sometimes I help them with distribution or production or producing, and or connect them with certain people. So I would say just keep supporting one another and supporting our films, and we also get better and better every film. So it's important to have the audience there to be able to support us.
Right. I agree 100%. How about, have you done a movie in the jungle yet?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, we have. Yeah, I did also scout for MR9 in Mauritius. Um, um, I was in the jungles in Mauritius for that and stuff. So, and there's a few other ones. I just can't think off the top of my head on the exact ones, but yeah, I think I've shot in every environment: mountains, jungles, oceans,
Oh, that's dope.
caves, and deserts.
Mm. See, those are my future films. You know that
Oop, I think
either
I
either
lost
I
your.
you lost me.
I lost the audio. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just having
I
issues with the audio here.
I can hear you.
Um,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No. Uh, Sean, that's awesome.
let's try this one.
Check out Command. Hold on, Commando. Oop. Look at the film Commando with Michael J. White. Phenomenal film. Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, no audio on his side. I lost him, but oh, here we go. We got him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Okay.
now.
Yeah, something happened. I was on my,
It
phone
happens.
here. Just put
It
it on the
happens.
computer.
Yeah. So my friend Sean, he is a paranormal investigator.
Oh,
Uh,
really? Wow.
yeah, I
Wow, that's
people that
interesting.
you see here that you're looking at right now that are watching, a lot of them are paranormal investigators, mediums, actors, directors as
They'll love
well.
skeletons in the closet. Then, and there's the other one, Clown Motel, Curse of the Clown Motel, that's out. That has Tobin Bell and Randy Couture, Richard Grieco, and
Mm.
that was another fun film. It was a horror film we did. And then Skeletons in the Closet, that's paranormal ghost story. So yeah, you get the right audience here to check it out on Shutter. I'm sure they must all have Shutter then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's it's amazing, to watch your work come to life. And I know you put a lot of work into it, and but it shows. The quality shows in your film, because when I saw Commando, it you know like we was talking earlier, some films are high budget, but they look bootleg. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Yeah.
Your films look
Thank you.
something. Yeah, your films look something like Lion Gates type films, MGM's type films. The quality. When I say it, the quality is good, and that for me is big, because when I watch a movie, I don't care how good the concept is, or the story. If it don't look good, I don't watch it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm one of those guys. If it if it don't look good, I'm not watching it.
Right. No, I
So
get that. I mean, I'm the same way. I mean, I try to give um all movies a shot, but like, within the first like 5 minutes if it's gonna be good or not. Or even
right,
sometimes within the first 2 minutes. So I know there with so much content out there, you can't waste.
too much time. If you don't like it within the next 5 minutes of watching it, then go on to the next one. And I say that even for my own films. If there's
Yeah.
something that someone doesn't like going into it, then you have the right and choice to not watch the whole thing. And if you do, then great. I mean, sometimes I get that, like, if someone doesn't like it and they're like, oh, I watched the whole movie, it was a waste of 2 hours, whatever. I mean, hey, it was your choice to watch it.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you didn't like it, then you had the choice to turn it off in
That's
five
right.
minutes
Right. Right. I agree. I agree to that. For me to watch a film, it has to look good on screen. You know what I mean? It could be a story, but if it catches my eye and it's clear and the angles are good, you know, um, and and the actors are doing a great job, then I'll sit there and I'll watch it. You
Yeah,
know, um,
and it's
but
worth your time. Yeah.
right. So to get those shots, let's see, right, to get those good shots where it's like quality looking, is that the camera choice or is it
Yeah,
the editor working or what?
it's a lot with the camera, definitely. I mean, with everything, there's so many elements that come into play with the lighting, the camera, the DP, the designing of the blocking of the actors, and how the scene's going to get designed and shot, to even in post production with the color correction and the right sound effects and the music. But that's what again takes time. And going back to earlier when we were answering some of those questions, like Nicole had, how long it takes to do a movie. I mean, that's all going to determine the quality of your film's going to determine on how much time you actually get to put into making it right. There's times when you can get a shot in 1 hour because it's taking you 1 hour to prep, where it could take 4 hours, or it could even take 10 minutes, you
Mm,
know, depending on, how much you have to put in to make it look right and that pretty and up to that standard. And then what we go through is a QC test for all the films we deliver to distributors. We have to go through quality control, which is the QC process of it. Once your movie's completely done and you deliver the masters, um, you have to deliver a master to the QC house, and they QC the film to pretty much see things that we can't see with our naked eyes or even on our computers and screens, that they pick up,
mm,
and that they'll give you a QC report to fix all those problems and issues. And sometimes even in the color, like the blacks can be too black or
yeah,
whatever. I mean, even, little things in audio or whatnot, you have to fix those things to then get it passed onto going to the distributor, and then they'll put that out. Sometimes, some things get overlooked, and we'll always, see something like a boom in the corner of the frame and the
yeah.
shot and whatnot. Sometimes, things like that get missed, but overall, they try to keep a certain standard that you have to deliver in.
Oh, so before you even get into distributing, they got to screen it first, make sure everything is good to go before
Yeah,
they
and
even give
they
it to the
give you a
distributor.
report if it passes or not, and if
That's
it,
awesome. That's
you have
good to have.
to fix
That's actually good to have
it. Yeah.
because that way it gives you an opportunity to fix a problem
Yeah,
if
and then sometimes there's been instances, I mean, it's good and bad. I mean, sometimes, they'll miss some things that we needed to fix, but they just pass it because they have to get it out there. And
right.
it's happened on certain films where the VFX wasn't complete, or maybe I didn't get to approve it, and but they still passed it because they
You
had
have yeah.
to meet a deadline or whatnot, or maybe they missed it, but we were supposed to fix it, and then we didn't get to fix it, and now you have
Right.
the old or botchy VFX or unfinished VFX, and sometimes those slip through, and that's kind of out of our controls, even as the filmmaker.
Right. So is that something that you really focus on is on that, on onto making sure that you know uh those shots are shot correctly so that you won't have to redo it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, that's why you have to have that right team, um, that's professional up to that standard for whatever budget we have to work with, and we know the quality. If we're delivering to a Lionsgate, we know it has to be a certain standard no matter what, and so you have the right team to be able to you know make that happen. It's all calculated. Like, you have to design your film for the audience and the people you're making it for. You know, if you're doing like a found footage film with a handy cam, then okay, that's the audience you're making it for. You don't have to worry about it looking perfect. You can just hand the camera to the operator and shoot the film. Um, the kind of films I'm making, I like to keep them clean. Like you
Right.
said, when you
Yeah.
watch it, it feels good, like on your eyes, and you want to watch it, and
Right.
looks professional and proper. Um, so that's just the style that I do.
But that's the style that I would want to do my project with.
Right.
I would like my film to look as clean as yours. So, are you using like a black magic
Yeah,
camera for
and
this? Are you using
it doesn't
what?
really matter. It's like, even my colorist that's doing the color right now, he was telling me, Dylan, he's like, because we were doing the color on this that we just shot on the red, and then MR9 previous film was shot on the Ari, and there's really no difference. I mean, in when you come to color, and as long as you have all the data, the colorist, can make it look like anything. Um, it's important on how you utilize that camera. So it's really the director of photography or the cinematographer that um, the way they light it, the way they utilize that camera to capture that image and have that data to work with later
Mhm.
and color. That's what matters, is like being able to use it properly. Sometimes you can use an RE, which is considered one of the best cameras, but you don't light it properly or you don't use it properly. It's going to look like crap compared to even something you shoot on your phone. So it's really about how you use it. Sometimes now with the new iPhones, you can shoot it in certain ways where it looks just as good as
Yes,
any big movie.
right. It's funny because you say that because the first film I did, um, Don Hazel the Gangster, the girl that shot it was using her iPhone.
Oh wow.
But if you look at the film, you swear we used the black magic
Oh yeah.
because her phone was high quality.
Right.
So she had the phone, she had the stand, and then she had a Amax camera as
Okay.
well. She had an Amax camera as well, and those are pretty good cameras. Um, I use those too. So with those two things, she made the film, and it came out as clear as like one of your films, clear like that. And
Yeah.
I was amazed. I said, "Wow!" I said, "The iPhone did that." She was like, "Yup." She said, "It's all about catching the right lighting, the right editing,
Right.
uh, catching the audio correctly, and then everything is easy when to edit." So I was like, "Wow!"
Mhm.
I said, "I didn't know you could do it like that."
Yeah. All movie magic.
Yeah, yeah, for real. So, are you going to the? Are you going to the? Or do you know about the event happening in California? The is it the film Oscars
Oh yeah,
gala?
the Oscars. Yeah, the Oscars. I just went to the Grammys last week. That was really cool. That was a great event. I have been to the Oscars before in the past. I won't be going this year, but yeah, it's award season, right now. So there's all kinds of awards going on for everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll be going this year. I'll be going in March to that
Oh,
one, and
and
yeah, I'll be
Oscars. Okay, cool. So I'll do that.
yeah. So I'll have fun. I thought you was going to be there. That's why I asked you.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I don't think I'll be able to make it this year again.
okay,
This other project are starting up.
awesome. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show. You've always been a great guest on the show, and you are an amazing director. You got great movies out, and people. you know, follow. Where can people follow you or follow your or go on and see some of your movies? What are some of the?
Um, I mean, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and IMDb me and see all my movies there. I mean, you can click on them and see where they're available, if they're out or not. Most of them are on, Amazon, Tubi, um, and I update from time to time on my Instagram and my Facebook, social
Yeah,
media sites. But I'm accessible. Anyone can feel free to reach out, and
yeah.
I love feedback from people.
Yeah, and when you get stuff like that, send it to me. When you got trailers, send them to me. I'll
Okay,
and that way I can help promote them on my platform and other platforms that I know, and I can start sending them out and help you promote it. Because that's what I do. Um, but
awesome. No,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah, people. So tune in and check it out. Go on his IMDb.
Yes.
Uh, Asif Akbar. You can watch Commando. MR9. It's not out yet. Skeleton. It's not out there. Skeleton. What is it? Skeleton
Skeletons in the Closet. Yeah,
in the
so that's out on Shutter. It just
Oh,
came.
it's out on Shutter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shutter, AMC Plus, and I think you can get it through Amazon as well. And then I have
Oh,
Mojave Diamonds out on Tubi. I have quite a few films out on Tubi and Amazon. Sometimes you can even search my name,
yes.
either Roku TV or Amazon or Tubi, and then it'll pop up
It'll
all
pop
the
up.
films that I've done, either produced or directed. So nowadays, it's part of that AI search system. You can just type in the name and
Yeah.
it'll show you where to find it.
Right.
In Google, I think you can write down the names of the movies and see where to watch and blah blah blah, and then it'll give you a list of where it's available and playing.
Yeah, guys, and stay tuned, folks, for Boneyard with Mel Gibson and 50 Cent. Uh, I can't wait for that to come out. Those are two of my favorite actors, and my favorite director here, Asif Akbar, behind the scene. So I'm gonna be watching and cheering on.
Thank you, thank you.
You're
So
awesome.
always a pleasure being here. I look forward to coming back again for that one.
Thank you. You're welcome here anytime. And remember, any projects that you're gonna put out, send them to me. You got the trailer, send it to me, and I'll be gladly to share it out with all my with all my people.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Have
Have
a
a
good
good one.
night. All right, brother.
All right. Bye.
Peace. Yes, folks. Asif Akbar, amazing director. Movie Commando with Michael J. White. He's behind that. Like I said, Skeleton in the Closet. Check that out. MR9 is not out yet. It should be sometime in the spring. And look out for Boneyard with Mel Gibson and 50 Cent. That is the guy doing the magic behind that film, folks. And I am honored. I am honored for him being my friend. I'll tell you that. Yeah, he does watch his own movies. Not all the time, but he said he has in the past, because you want to make sure what mistakes you made or what needs to be done a little better. Might be the might be the lighting, might be a close up, you know. So there's a good director would want to see his film after it's done, because that way you can see the flaws on it, if there's any flaws on it at all. If not, then you're good. If there is, you're learning from it. Thank you, Nicole. Oh, Nicole, I love you. I mean, Carol. I'm blind as hell. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, check it out. Also, check out Carol, Commando. Commando is a great film with Michael J. White. It's a great film. Trust me, you're gonna like it. And he's done so many great movies. I just can't remember them all. But if you go to his IMDb, Sif Akbar, you can see all the films that he has done. The one that I want to see now is the one with Mel Gibson and 50 Cent, Boneyard, and and that should be coming out sometime. I don't know, next year or this year, the end of this year. You know, so this is what it's all about, folks. Meeting great people like Asif Akbar that makes great movies for us, the people to watch. He's an inspiration to me. He inspires me so much in so many levels that he makes me want to be the best that I can be in what I do, you know. And the guy is awesome, you know. The guy's phenomenal. Oh, you did? Awesome. Nicole, you crazy. Nicole, ain't you chasing ghosts right now, Nicole? You're not chasing any ghosts? Oh boy. So folks, tune in Saturday. I'm looking for a challenger again for the Showdown Challenge on Saturday for Sarah. If I can't find one, then I'll have to postpone it. I'll have to postpone the show on Saturday for next Saturday till I find her an opponent. So, oops, I'm excited to see. It's all right, no big deal, So, folks, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank yous to Facebook. Thank you guys for the love. You know what I'm saying? And I'll see you guys next week, hopefully, on the Showdown Challenge with Sarah Forum. We'll see if we get her a new challenger. And I'll keep you guys posted. And make sure you guys follow my boy, Asif Akbar. Check out his movies, Commando, Skeleton in the Closet. I can't open my closet. You know what I mean? I don't got skeletons. I got bodies. Bodies will stop falling out my closet. I'm only kidding. Oh boy. Good. That's what's up. He's a good guy, Mark. In your closet, in my closet. There's a song like that. It goes in my closet, something like that. But anyway, thank you folks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Remember to tune in. Remember to share, shake, and sharing is Karen. And stay in tune to see who will be the next challenger this Saturday if I get a challenger for Sarah. Okay, so love you guys. I'm going to leave y'all with peace, love, respect. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I'll do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.